Before the settlers arrived, there lay a valley deep in the heart of the untamed woods, shrouded in eternal mist. It was called the Whispering Hollow, and no one who entered ever returned. The Arundel tribe, who lived on the edges of the forest, knew the truth of the hollow. It was cursed, a place where the veil between the living and the dead was thin. Spirits roamed there, but the most feared was the Whisperer, a being of shadows that lured the living into its grasp. The elders warned, "Never answer the voice in the mist. It speaks only lies and takes only the lost." For years, the tribe lived in peace by avoiding the hollow, but one winter tragedy struck. A sickness swept through their village, leaving them weak and desperate. When their healer's herbs ran out, a young man named Oren volunteered to enter the hollow where the rare blackroot herb grew. "I will not listen to the voices," Oren promised. "I will bring back the blackroot, and we will save our people." Despite their protests, Oren set out at dawn. The mist of the hollow greeted him like a living thing, curling around his ankles and muffling the world. As he ventured deeper, the trees seemed to close in, their branches forming gnarled hands that reached for him. Then came the voice. "Oren," it whispered, soft as a lover's breath. He froze. It was the voice of his mother who had passed years ago. "Oran, my child, why do you wander here alone?" it asked. Oran clenched his fists and pressed on, ignoring the tears that blurred his vision. "You are not real," he muttered. "You are not her." But the voice followed him, growing louder. Soon it wasn't just his mother, it was his brother, his friends, even his own voice, all pleading, mocking, and cajoling him to turn back or lose himself forever. The mist thickened, and Oren began to doubt. He stumbled, feeling unseen hands brushing his arms. The blackroot he sought seemed like a distant dream. "Stay with us, Oran," the voices chorused. "You don't have to be alone anymore. You'll never be hungry, never be afraid." He fell to his knees, exhausted and terrified. The Whisperer emerged then, a figure of shifting shadows, its hollow eyes glowing like dying embers. It stood taller than any man, with a cloak of swirling mist and fingers that stretched unnaturally long. "You seek the blackroot," it said in a voice that echoed all the others. "I can give it to you, but you must stay. Give me your sorrow, your pain, and your soul." Oren hesitated. The tribe needed him, but his fear was suffocating. Never answer the voice in the mist, he reminded himself, though his resolve wavered. Then a sudden thought struck him. He reached into his pouch and pulled out a charm given to him by the village elder, a small carving of the sun representing light and life. He held it high, and the faint warmth it radiated pushed back the mist. The Whisperer shrieked, recoiling as if burned. Its form twisted and writhed, struggling to remain solid in the glow of the charm. Oren seized his chance and ran deeper into the hollow, where he finally found the blackroot growing in a cluster beneath a dead tree. He tore the herbs free, ignoring the haunting wails that filled the air, and fled the cursed place. When he returned to the village, the people were overjoyed, but Oren was forever changed. His once bright eyes were shadowed, and he spoke little of what he had seen. The blackroot cured the sickness, but whispers followed him wherever he went, as if the hollow had marked him. The tribe moved away from the forest in the years that followed, but the legend of the Whispering Hollow endured. Travelers claimed to hear voices on the wind when they passed too close, and some swore they saw a shadowy figure watching from the trees. And they all agreed on one thing: if the mist begins to whisper your name, you must never, ever answer.